Hey family, I want to pick up from yesterday, the day Sunday, December 20th, about some of the sufferings we go through. And I made a video yesterday of just felt tremendous pressure and suffering in my soul and in my mind. And some of that stuff is good for you, believe it or not. You may not like it when it happens. You want to just get on with the day and get your errands done and just spend the day doing what you want to do. But when you do the will of God and you promote God outside of your house and you do things with your family to encourage them to practice the faith, you're going to have some suffering, whether you know it's from the enemy or not. But it is all for your good nature. That meekness, that lowly in spirit, man, that is great to have because you think more. You reconsider people's comments. You reconsider thinking about doing something before you do it. You're slow to anger. So when you're lowly in spirit, there's a lot of benefits from it. And let me just read you here Hebrews 9. But we see him for a little while was made lower than the angels, namely Jesus, crowned with glory and honor because of the suffering of death, so that by the grace of God he may taste death for everyone. He might taste death. For it was fitting that he, for whom and by whom all things exist, and bringing many sons to glory, should make the founder of their salvation perfect through suffering. When I suffered this week and it just kind of maxed out yesterday, Saturday, man, I feel really low and humble in the spirit. Like, God, you have my life in your hands. You can snuff me out in a second. And he's perfecting you. He's making you think twice. He's making you slow to anger. He's saying, hey, be like me. Wake up like me, that you're in the likeness of me. And we grow in that likeness. You know, and that's what makes you a son and daughter of God. You start acting like him a little bit, you know. And you're made perfect through suffering. So we may not understand why. We should say, this should not be happening to me. I need another hedge of protection around my house because this is getting intense. I can't. I don't even want to read the Bible today. God, is your word true? You see all those lies that come up in you because of the suffering. And look at me today. I come to him again. I proclaim his name again. I don't give up on him. And for he who sanctifies and those who are sanctified all have one source. That is why he is not ashamed to call them brothers, saying, quote, I will tell of your name to my brothers, and in the midst of the congregation I will sing your praise. And again, I will put my trust in him. So again, once the suffering, and he brings you into his peace. Because God says, come to all who are weak and weary, I will give you rest. And he gave me rest today. Man, it felt so good. Nobody could even get on my nerves, or nobody could agitate me. It was just me thinking this showing grace. I mean, I was showing grace to my kids, grace to my wife, grace to people at church. I was just real, the judgmental attitude men can have. It just wasn't there. I would just talk to God and say, I don't want to have a judgmental attitude. I'm just going to listen, and I'm just going to read my word, and I'm just going to feed myself. And we put our trust in Jesus again. And what a better day it is today on Sunday. And another quote, behold, I and the children God has given me. Wow, so we have been given to Jesus by the Father. And we will be perfected, and we will be molded through suffering. Our salvation will be perfected. Okay? He wants us to be right on spot of entering into heaven and keeping our names in this Lamb Book of Life and continue to do those good works that we first did. I mean, when I was first saved, when I was 17, 18 years old, man, I remember I was proclaiming God pretty heavenly in some of these places that I grew up. So I just wanted to just bring that up again. Because I know yesterday was a hard day, and it's like we're called sons of God, the peacemakers here. Jesus is in Luke here, and it says, my mother and my brothers are those who hear the word of God and do it. So now, man, wouldn't that be something if you woke up one day and he opened your ears to hear his voice and he called you a brother? So what? You can be called a brother? Yeah, my mother and my brothers are those who hear the word of God and do it. The more you read, the more you got to get bolder for God. You don't know how bold you can get. You become a street preacher. You'll be out there in the corner holding a sign for God, and next thing you know, he may come to you and say brother to you. You know, no, yeah, he could. He could. It says it right there. So I just want to hope this encouraged. I hope everybody's having a great day today on Sunday, and just know that the battle gets better. You get equipped better to do God's will, and to know that He loves you, and that He will give you rest. Right when you can't take it no more, you just come to Him and say, God, I'm burnt out. Come to me. And He'll give you rest, and He'll rejuvenate your spirit, and He'll help you out of your time of distress. So y'all have a blessed night.